Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your
but
mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things, you know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, and subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' blow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world, blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just want to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you.
All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? It is yet another good day for another great show. I am your host, Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab on Rumble and the United Guns of America, currently still on YouTube. So I just realized that I screwed up. Let me get this cup out of here. I screwed up. So I just realized that I potentially have, I think it's maybe 2 Rumbles, but I'm not sure because it's showing one and then it's, I don't know. But I'm trying to investigate and trying to figure it out. Yeah, because it's showing like 2 different ones, I guess. But I will know if that's the case by the end of this show because I'll know if this posts to that other account. But it looks like I have 2 accounts and I don't know why, but it is what it is because when I go into this one, I can still see both shows. As oddly as that sounds, it's weird, but I don't know. I really just flat out don't know what the hell I'm doing. All I know how to do is to create the content. But as far as like, yeah, I'm not sure of how Rumble is set up. I'm still trying to figure it out. So, but it looks like, I know I'm broadcasting live now, but it looks like I'm on a different channel. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but it's weird. It looks weird, but yeah, it's showing right. See, somebody over there telling me that they see 2 accounts, and I don't know what that is or why that is or how do I fix that. But I'm gonna have to figure that out. But it's a process, and we're still trying to learn it. But because I don't even know if I could even sign. I wonder if I can sign into this, and if it lets me sign into it, if I could actually because I could potentially broadcast on another channel. But I don't know if this is the right one or not. So let's do this. Let me see. Let's. I got a second to fuck around. It ain't really nobody watching no way, because I don't have not even half the viewers that I have over my other channel, which is yeah, y'all know they gave me another strike. So I'm on strike 2 with my relationship rehab channel. So I'm imagining that probably I know what I'm gonna do for future references. I'll just use that to like bring people over to Rumble. Yeah, I learned that from my boy Tommy, because he definitely went through way worse than I have. But I'm gonna try to just use it for that. And once this show actually gets started, then I'll just turn that channel off. So I'll see how long I can hold it, unless they go back into time in a DeLorean and find some other content that they don't like 5 years ago and say, yeah, this is against our community guidelines, even though it's on other channels. But yeah, we gotta strike you for that. So we'll see. But I wonder if this will let me sign out and switch accounts. Account options. Right, because this one actually has like a picture, and the other one doesn't. Okay, so that's how I can tell the difference between the two. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can actually switch it over and see if I can actually sign into that account. I'm kind of glad I'm kind of like figuring this out now. And then let's see if I can take that out. And let's see if I should be able, because I didn't create it no other way. So it should just be with my, okay, so that's with the one account. So now this one has to be some other way. I don't know how that got created. Yeah, this is so weird, but whatever. Okay, yeah, it's not letting me know, because I did not create 2 accounts. I can clearly see that. So when I sign into this account with my email account, it works, but it's showing me, it's acting like I have 2. And yeah, so that's a problem. Okay, so yeah, I can try to figure that part out later. I thought I had like, it was gonna ask me like for a totally different one, but it is not. Yeah, it is not doing that. So that means that there's something else that I need to figure out with that. But in the meantime and in between time, let me get this chat up, at least from the United Guns of America channel, so I at least have some kind of chat on the screen. And we can sign into that, and I can go ahead and go on with the show. So this is going to be, oh, that's what I think it is, because that's another, and I think that's to the actual show. Yeah, I think I kind of got an idea of what I did, but we'll worry about that later. So this is, where's my chat? Yep. Nope. That is not it. 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 There we go. Pick up the pieces. I say pick up the pieces. Alright, so we'll disconnect that. Then when I go to connect, it should bring up, nope, it won't do that. Oh, it's just asking me for the thing. Okay, oh wait, or is that another one? Yeah, there is another one. Hold on. Hold it. Yeah, that's the one I want. I want this one. I want this one. Yep, I want this one, and that is the one that I want, because it's gonna ask me for the account thing. Yes, okay. All right, so let's do change, and it's gonna now ask me to sign into UGOA, and then I should be able to sign into UGOA and say okay, and it should pop up, hopefully, at some point or another. And it's gonna work, might work. There we go. Okay, let's hit okay, and I should see something come up. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. But while we're working that out, let me go ahead and I just want to talk to y'all before the show gets started. There's something that I saw on the internet, and I have been meaning to do this show about this, and this all kind of ties together strangely enough. And when I saw this, I initially was shocked and like didn't believe it or didn't want to believe it. And then once I said, nah, this can't be real, or when I realized this is real, I said, well, I went from this can't be real to this can't be life. This can't be us. There's gotta be more. This is probably one of the most embarrassing from a cultural standpoint things that I've ever seen. It's like when you see stuff in the news and you see stuff on social media, you be like, wow, that shit is crazy, man, it's so funny, it's fucked up. But it was hilarious because I laughed my ass off. It was hilarious, but it was so embarrassing at the same damn time. It's like, of all of the things for us as black people, yes, for us as black people to be, I guess, involved with, for us to be accused of, for us to be associated with, it's like, of all the things that are out there in the world for us, for us to be partaking in criminally or whatever, there's just some things that you just don't want to be associated with you because it's just flat out a bad look. And when you see those types of things and they come a knocking and you're like, holy shit, I know we're not doing this. And it's just that, yes, we are doing this. And then you're like, well, goddamn, why would this be one of us that gets caught doing this? And I know you're watching this now, you're like, what the hell is he talking about? Well, I'm gonna show you, and I'm just gonna let this play, and I guess we'll go from there. But this is something that we all need to bear witness to and really get some questions to ask. And I guess the one thing I'll say before this is that if there was ever a time when people, us as black people, ever decided to start asking questions about the shit that we do ourselves, I don't know when is a better time to start than now. Let's go.
A former South Suburban school lunch lady is now facing criminal charges, accused of stealing more than $1 million worth of chicken wings.
WGN's Andrea Medina has that story from Harvey.
This went on for about a year and a half. What the school worker allegedly did with a large amount of chicken wings is still unknown, but she's in custody at the Cook County Jail and is accused of placing unauthorized purchases separately from the district's legitimate orders. 66-year-old Vera Liddell is a former Harvey School District 152 employee. She's at the center of a major theft scheme that brewed during the COVID-19 pandemic when students weren't allowed in the classroom. Liddell worked for Harvey Schools for more than a decade. She was a food services director, but after her tenure, she was hired as a consultant in July 2020. In that role, she was in charge of placing food orders. Between July 2020 to February 2022, Cook County prosecutors allege she used her position to embezzle $1.5 million from the school district. Court documents accuse Liddell of ordering more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings from the district's food provider, Gordon Food Service, GFS, and picking them up with the district's cargo van. At this time.
So yes, I have to stop. I'm sorry. This woman got arrested for stealing an estimated $1.5 million in chicken wings.
Not $1.5 million cash for embezzlement or nothing like. Nope. Not $1.5 million in gold. Not $1.5 million in stocks and bonds. Nope. $1.5 million in chicken wings. What? Yes, I said $1.5 million in chicken wings. Of all the things to get caught for as a black person, as a nigga, whatever the case may be, there's only one thing worse. The only thing that's worse, there is something worse. The only thing worse than getting caught or arrested for stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings, because there is. The only other thing would be worse than that would be to get caught stealing $1.5 million in watermelons. Yes. Which would, I guess, be called a watermelon heist. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. That's the only thing that's worse. Niggas are known. I love me some chicken wings. Lord knows I do. Niggas love chicken wings. And I get it, and we love our fried chicken. The world loves fried chicken, just to be honest. You got Koreans frying some good-ass fried chicken these days. But I'm just saying, for all of us to have to bear witness to being known for and publicly ousted for embezzling $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. Do you know how many fucking chicken wings that is? Now, I've heard of heroin rings. I've heard of cocaine cartels. I've heard of weed farms. I've heard of it all. But now there is a chicken cartel, a chicken wing cartel to be more specific, that has been finally exposed and brought to justice. So no, this isn't in Medellin. No, this isn't in Cartagena. No, this isn't in the great poppy fields of China. Nope. Or Vietnam. Nope. This is right here in Harvey, Illinois. You have a chicken wing cartel moving $1.5 million in wings. Now, personally, I must say this. I'm upset at the fact that I wasn't in on this shit, because I sure would have loved to have met the wing lady, because she's obviously the connect. Now, the other moving parts to this, as to how she was able to move $1.5 million in chicken wings, oh, it could be done. Because I know people thinking that they lying. Nope. You can move in the black community. You can move $1.5 million in chicken wings. Over a year's time? Oh, yeah. I'd have bought probably 500 wings from her myself. I'm just being honest and telling you what I know. I would have bought at least 500 wings from her myself. And I'm just a person who's head of a household. I'm telling you right now, and there's plenty of niggas that's watching this right along with me that's shaking their head like, yeah, I probably would have bought me a case or two as well. You goddamn right. Chicken wings? Now, if she's embezzled $1.5 million of wings, that don't mean that she sold it for $1.5 million. She could have been getting them wings because the school was paying for the wings. But she was getting the wings and then she's selling them at a discounted rate. Hey, man, that's a motherfucking business if I ain't never seen one. She buying high with the Harvey money and selling low to make her money. That's what she's doing. It's a chicken wing cartel right up under our noses in Harvey, Illinois. And I'm more so ashamed of all of my friends in Chicago that didn't know who this lady was. Because, goddamn it, she's obviously a bitch you want to know. How in the fuck do you not know that there's a lady running wings out of Harvey? You know how close Harvey is to Chicago? You trip and fall? Oh, you're in Harvey. You're standing on the edge of Chicago, 136.
You on 135th Street, 136th Street. You trip and fall, you gonna stumble into Riverdale and land your ass right into Harvey. Well, you'll stumble into Riverdale, put your hand on Phoenix to push yourself back up, and then when you just can't get yourself together, you fall right into fucking Harvey. And I'm just telling you what I know. Stop me if I'm lying. I'm telling you what it is. That's how easy it is to get access over into Harvey. And the fact that this shit went down all this time, and all my niggas I know that live in Calumet City, all my niggas I know that live in Riverdale, all the niggas that I know personally that live in Harvey, you niggas let this go down and y'all didn't put none of my people up on it. I know I'm in fucking Texas, but goddamn it, I needed a call for this. Hey man, look B, I know you in Texas, man. I know this. But I'm telling you, man, we gotta hook up on some wings. It's this bitch in Harvey, nigga. She's selling the wings for $40 a case, nigga. I'd be like, what? Nigga, I'm sending my people. Hey, look. I'd call my cousin Tuck or my brother Bert and be like, look, man, don't ask me how, but we gotta connect on wings. Get your ass out to Harvey. Here go the hookup. Here go the person. And hey, see what you can come up with. Now, if you can get enough, I might be up there and make a drive and come back down there and pick them up. But I'm telling you right now, you got to get in on this. It's just one of those things. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You just don't let something like that go by. You just don't. But nevertheless, I'm just saying how this woman was able to do this and the fact that she did it, it's just beyond embarrassing. It's just one of those things to where it's just like, not like this, not us. And sure enough, that's what she did, and that's what's going down. And she's at Cook County.
Not clear what Liddell did with them, but a proffer presented that her bond.
Not clear what she did with them. Shit. You know good goddamn well what she did with them. She fried them. She baked them. She boiled them for chicken noodle soup. She gave some to her aunties, her cousins, her brothers, her sisters, her nieces, and her nephews. And she sold the rest and made a goddamn small fortune. If she stole $1.5 million in wings, this bitch she had to have cleared $500,000. At bare minimum. She cleared $500,000. Not to mention the restaurants she could have sold these to. The restaurants, the Harold's. Yep, the Harold's. They would have bought the shit. The Shark's Chicken. They would have bought it. The J&J's. Yep, they would have bought it. The Wings It Is. They would have bought it. The hole in the wall mom and pops. Pizza ribs and things. Yep, they would have bought it. They would have bought it. Kurt's would have bought it. I don't even know if Kurt's still open. Is that Kurt still open? I don't know. But they would have bought it. It's chicken wings. Everybody wants to buy them. That's just what it is. So we know what the hell she did with it. And you see right there, the food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. Never. And here's how I know that's true. Because you can't serve kids food with bones in it. Kids don't get catfish dinners at fucking elementary schools, and especially in Harvey. They don't get chicken wings. They get chicken nuggets. They don't get the wings. And that brings another point, which lets me know this bitch wasn't working alone. There's some motherfuckers involved in this. Who in the fuck sees order after order of chicken wings getting ordered from the school's budget, and it's wings? It says wings. It's saying Windows is shutting down. It's been saying that since last night. That's a whole nother video. But you see wings, 10 cases, 20 cases, 15 cases, 30 cases, 25 cases. You see that on the books. Who in the fuck is not watching the books? I tell you who's not watching. The people that's in on it. They like, yeah, go ahead, girl, order them goddamn wings. You just split the shit with me. Every case you sell, I get half. And she like, okay, I'll go ahead and do it. We'll get it together. Let's make this money, child. It's COVID. Yep.
Hearing last week says the food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. It goes on to say even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up. The scheme was uncovered January 2022 by the district's business manager during a mid-year audit. The manager found the district was $3,000 over its budget and were only halfway through the school year. Court records reveal the manager discovered in...
And this is the problem, and this is going to lead me into my show. This is what happens when you have niggas that run shit. I've said it before, talking about Detroit, completely nigger-ran city. Look at the state of it. Been ran by niggas since the 80s. Look at what they did to it. Just saying. Just saying. Detroit, predominantly ran by niggas. Look at the state of it. Baltimore, primarily ran by niggas. Look at the state of it. I'm just telling you what it is I'm seeing when you go to these cities or these entities that are predominantly ran not just by one nigga. I ain't saying that one nigga. Now one nigga could do his thing, they do right in there. I'm talking about when you got a multitude of niggas. You have a multitude of different niggas and they ain't like in no crime family like BMF. When you got just a multitude of random niggas together to run some shit, this is what happens. This is what happens. And I'm not saying that white folks don't do it, because they do. Y'all motherfuckers invented the shit. But what I'm saying is this. Because we don't have that much shit, we don't have room to exploit the little that we have, but we insist upon it. Yes, I'm going to say it again. I'm not saying that black folks is the only ones that do this shit, because white folks invented it. But what I will say, when it comes to the fact that we only have this much, why would you exploit this much when that's all that you have? That's all I'm trying to say, and that's the point I want to get across today. They overspent instead of this bitch just pacing herself and looking at the budget to say, okay, this is what I can spend for the year. Let me go ahead and just, let me hit it when I can. And maybe I won't make the $500,000, but maybe I can get away with $200,000, maybe $250,000. Maybe I can do that. And it would have been completely undetected. They would have never known nothing otherwise. But you know what the bitch did? She was like, fuck this. I'm going turbo-tastic. She went Captain Insano on the motherfucking wings, to the point to where she spent the entire yearly budget, the entire budgeted amount for the year, she spent that in 6 months. And she not only spent it, but was over $3,000. She went $3,000 over her yearly annual budget in 6 months. Bitch, how you didn't know that wouldn't be found out? This bitch got... How did you think? Why would you not think that you would get found out for that shit? You're buying a product that you shouldn't be buying, and you bought it to the tune to where you spent the entire annual budget in half the time and went over $3,000. And you didn't think a motherfucker would look at that? Bitch, you might as well bought them all at one time then, if you're gonna do that. Yes, this is Vidalia. Yes, I'm over here at Harvey 152, and I would like to order 1,000 cases of chicken wings. Yeah, that's well. How many do you have? 852. Okay, well, give me all 852 of those right now, and then I guess I'll reach back out to you guys in a week or so to see what y'all got left. Yes, I want them all. I understand that's a lot of wings, and I understand you got to get clearance from your supervisor. Or I got the money and I want the wings. Yes, all you got. Thank you. Bitch, are you serious? You spent the whole goddamn budget in half the time and went over by $3,000 and you didn't expect to get caught? This what happens when niggas run shit on their own.
Individual invoices signed by Liddell for massive quantities
Liddell.
of chicken wings, an item never served to students because they contain bones. Parents say it's upsetting to know someone may have selfishly taken the funds intended to nourish students.
This is the area that we live in. We live in middle class, lower than middle class in this area, so it really don't surprise me that somebody would try to get over, but it's kind of sad.
Others claim it's not surprising
It's
to know a
kinda
trusted
sad.
person in their community would do such thing, but they're hoping the district enforces effective oversight over the financial activities of the district.
I just feel that the people that was watching over that money or whose jobs it was, they need to be looked at because that shouldn't happen.
The Harvey superintendent is aware of the charges but declined to speak on camera or give a comment because it is an ongoing investigation. Liddell's next court date is February 22nd. Reporting in Harvey, Andrea Medina, WGN News.
And you have to just say, I mean, it's like, come on, y'all. Why would you just go that far with it? I'm just saying, I don't know what people are going through in their life. I don't know where people are at in their life. I get that. We all have shit going on. I get it. But why would you feel the need to go that far to where you're ordering that much chicken and not, there we go, bam, and not expect to have some type of fallout? It's like, do you want to go to jail? It's like you could either do what you normally do and do your job, or if you're going to do some wild shit, or you can go to jail. They like, I want to do some wild shit and go to jail. I'm just saying. I'm going to do the worst shit I possibly can to go to jail. God damn it. That's what I want to do. That's who I am. That's who I'm is. Let's go. And it's like, I just don't understand. How does this go unchecked and unchallenged for this amount of time? Like, really though, this is what we doing, I guess. But I just had to share that with y'all. There was a chicken wing cartel in Harvey, Illinois, and I'm sorry and upset at the fact that I missed it, but nevertheless, it is what it is, and it happened. And I'm at a loss for words. I just don't understand how something like this could come about and how something like this is not nationally known. But that leads me into my point of just saying, well, I think we have an opportunity as black folks. I think we have an opportunity as niggas. I think we have an opportunity as a culture to really start with some major accountability. And it's like the fact that we have stuff like this going on and nobody's like really, or we're not outraged by it, it's problematic to me. And that leads me into my show that I'm going to talk about today, which is about the HBCUs. And I will say this, because of Deion Sanders, this was the thread that has been pulled to finally start unraveling the reality of what we have going on with our HBCUs. There's no way possible that you can see what not only Deion has said, but also what Ed Reed has said, and with the things that you've heard in the news over the years, just in social media over the years. So you got Jackson State, you got Bethune-Cookman, and you also have, I don't know if y'all remember this or not, several years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a whole thing about Howard University, most prestigious HBCU in the world, create the world. About mismanagement of funds, about whether it's embezzlement or just fraud, misuse of funds, whatever the case may be, that you heard about. And it's like nobody's really looking at this and saying, well, wait a minute now, what the hell is going on? Now, yes, You have HBCUs that are underfunded. The facilities in a lot of cases are deplorable. They're like the ghettos of colleges. That's just what it is. Yes, it's a bunch of niggas that go there. Yes, you can have a good time and party with a bunch of niggas. Absolutely. But my point is, why aren't we asking those questions and looking? You would think that a school that is underfunded would be counting every penny. You would think that. A school that is underfunded, like 99.9% of all HBCUs, they're underfunded. They just are. The alumni don't give back. And those that do go, it's like, I mean, you got to remember this too. You got like 100 and something HBCUs. I know we only know of the Hamptons and the Fisk and those main ones, but it's about 100 or so HBCUs. Easy. This is well over 75 to 100 HBCUs. But my thing is, if they're underfunded, you still have students going there. And because you have students, that means you have tuition. And because you have tuition, that means you have some funding, even if it's on a low level. And all I'm saying is, you would think that the funding of those schools would be just, I'm talking about just being the most frugal, the most mindful, watchful. Just should be little to no waste of funds. Just saying. Now, when you look at a school like Jackson State, when Deion Sanders got there, he talked about the conditions, right? And a lot of people would just naturally think, oh, I know why this would look this way, because they don't have money. And they don't have money because people just don't fund these schools, right? Well, you kind of got to ask the question and say, well, what are they doing with the money that they do have? What are they doing with the money that they do have? It's not about saying you're talking about the money that you don't have. Yes, that can definitely be addressed and should be talked about. But what about the money you do have? What are you doing with that? What have you done with that? Because semester after semester, there's funds coming in. And here's my thing. We talking about us as a people, the black folks coming together, the black folks doing for black folks. You're getting a historical black college university experience. Maybe your teachers aren't the highest paid. Maybe your administration isn't the highest paid. One of the things I've always said about Chicago public schools, and yep, Chicago public schools, is that one of the biggest problems with that school system, because it's, I believe, the third or fourth largest school district in the world, the world. But when you look at the majority of those schools, the bottom maybe 70% of those schools, they all underfunded. And the reason why is because the administration takes all of the money in salary. You get all of these fancy fucking ass positions that are in the district offices, the region. These motherfuckers got, not all the schools you got your principals. Hey, I get it. Should a principal be making about $100K a year? Arguably. Okay, I get it. But you got people at regional offices, district offices, the downtown corporate offices. That's where all the fucking money is. All of those people are down there making all the goddamn money. Meanwhile, so you spending that much money in payroll and you ain't even got to the kids yet. Just the payroll of the so-called workings of why you need a regional office and then a district office for all of these schools. I don't understand it. How much administration do you need to run a school district, a school system, when you have people that are running the schools? Now, if there were no principals, I would maybe imagine that you would need to have that. But you got a principal at every fucking school. How many layers of bureaucracy do you have to have for a fucking school system? Motherfucker, here go the books, here go the teachers, here go the building. Get your ass in there and educate. Now, I understand you have to coordinate things like curriculum. I understand that. But how many layers should a principal have to go through to get a straight line of sight on that? The curriculum that's over on the east side of the school district should be the same as the west side of the school district. The same curriculum that's being taught in the north side of the school district should be taught on the south side of the school district. It's not like, oh, it's a different demographic over here. No, it's all in the fucking city of Chicago. We're going to teach the kids the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, and then we're going to go from there. It's elementary school. It's high school. What the fuck? But you have this type of wasteful spending. You have these type of people that are the bureaucracy that goes into place, and they're robbing the people blind. They're wasting taxpayer dollars over and over again. And they're doing that, and they're looking at you look at the whole kit and caboodle and say, well, man, these kids don't have this, or these kids' schools don't have that. Yeah, because you got 15 people at a fucking district office that never stepped foot into a classroom, and they're all making $100,000 a year. What the fuck do you expect? I mean, really, what do you expect? You got these kids that are going into these classrooms. They're making all of this that are not going into these classrooms, making all this goddamn money to the tune of what? They just getting paid. Showing up. Hey, you doing your job? Good job. Thanks for doing your job. Alrighty. Way to go, kids. And that's it. And they're moving on. Riding around the district. Checking in on the schools. For what? Those are the things that we have happening in just on this level. We're talking about a city level. Now let's take it a little step further and let's look into the universities. What they're spending and what they have, the money that they have, who's watching them? At least Chicago Public Schools got an answer to the city in some shape, form, or fashion. At least some of that information, if not all of it, is public information. You got your local school council in Chicago, the LSC, where they get to audit that stuff and see what's being spent and see how the money's being spent. You have that. But it's like, what do you think is going on when it comes to saying, hey, these kids are in this school, or these kids are over here, and these kids are doing this, and who's watching that on a college level? Who's determining how much money is being spent on a college level for these kids? When you look at that and say, well, damn, I wonder what is, or who is this, or what is that, or how is this getting spent? That's the question where you should be saying, well, damn, how is this money being spent? Why is this money being spent this way? What exactly are they doing with this money? What exactly are you doing with it? Who's actually asking that question, and who's getting that information? Who's finding out how that part works? Nobody. There is nobody that's getting that information. I forgot to do this. I'm sorry. There we go. And when you have people that's doing that, when you have people that are actually spending, we're talking, I shit y'all not. Don't think and don't get it twisted that just because these schools are broke, that they ain't got no money. Bullshit. They just got money, and ain't nobody telling on who's spending what and who's doing what with it. There are millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars that are being spent every year in these schools, and don't nobody know how and why and for what. And that, in my opinion, is very problematic. You talk about the money that these motherfuckers get from the government alone. You talk about the money that Donald Trump, oddly enough, Donald Trump set the schools up. Joe Biden come in, tore the shit down. They still got to go and beg for money. Nevertheless, they're getting money every year from the government alone. Not to mention what they're getting from the tuition and whatever other program they might be getting money from the state or some other. You never know. But all I'm saying is the fact that these people are getting this money and nobody's actually saying, well, hey, how are y'all spending this? Who are y'all spending it on? Why are we paying a athletic director
$200,000 or whatever the hell you spending it on, whatever you call them. How is it that you're doing that, or why are we doing that? That's the part that I believe needs to be brought up and talked about. To look at these teachers, to look at these students, to look at these faculty members and say, well, how much money are we spending? I think that if we're not doing that, I think that's definitely problematic. I think that's definitely problematic. And to the point to where when you're talking about these athletes that went into the schools, I would say this, and Deion said this too, those people that have gone into the schools and that are saying this stuff, they can. You can't shut Ed Reed up. You can't shut Deion Sanders up. You can't shut a Eddie George up. You can't. Because they got fuck you money. Ed Reed got fuck you money. He can say fuck you to the HBCU. But what about the HBCU coaches that can't, that don't have fuck you money, that are living on this paycheck? What can they say? I blow the whistle, don't nobody do shit, and I lose my job? I blow the whistle, don't nobody do shit, I lose my job? Why would I do that? Why would I put myself in a position to where I'm going to lose out on everything and there's no guarantee of me doing the right thing, being acknowledged, or being noticed? There's no guarantee in that. And that is why I'm at the end of the day, I'm very proud at the fact that they did this, because this is the shit that needs to be done. Calling this shit out and saying it is what it is. Ed Reed ain't got no goddamn reason to lie. Ed Reed, who is by far only other motherfucker I'm gonna say even close to this nigga's level of playing is Ronnie Lott. He is the greatest safety of all time. Deion Sanders, the greatest cornerback of all time. The fact that, and I've said this before, the fact that these motherfuckers are just now even being considered for historical black college coaching positions, it's fucking asinine. But I can tell you one of the reasons, and I'm gonna tell you this: watch how these HBCUs start shying away from these players. Watch how the HBCUs, best believe, you gonna see far less superstar athlete, pro athlete players being hired as coaches for HBCUs. Because you can have a motherfucker, a Shaquille O'Neal going to coach a basketball team at an HBCU. Oh, Shaquille got fuck you money. And Shaquille gonna call out the bullshit when he see the bullshit. Shaq gonna be like, look here, bro. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my mother and my father. My biological didn't bother. And I don't know where the fuck this money is at, but these motherfuckers ain't got the money. They spending the money. They wasting the money. I got money, but I'm not just gonna waste my money on a bunch of motherfuckers that's wasting money. Shaq gonna call that shit out. So you won't see that. You won't see, I promise y'all won't see a lot of these hires coming like this. I promise y'all won't see it. Because like I said, you got what? I know it's 3 that I know of that's like Hall of Fame players that's motherfucking coaching now. And the only one who ain't said shit is Eddie George. I don't know why. Maybe they got shit right there, or maybe Eddie George just playing it cool. But if 2 out of the 3 done said some shit, imagine what's going on in the other 97 schools. If it's 100 HBCUs, imagine what's going on in the other 97 if a motherfucker's saying this shit now. I'm just saying. If that's what it is, that's what it is. I wonder if this shit works. Let me see if I click that, if it would do that. Oh, it did. Okay, that's good. Good. But that's all I'm saying. So let's just look at what Deion said about this, because I think that he called it out in the beginning first. And shout out to the what is it? Earn Your Leisure Cats. I think it was around 27. I want to say. Let me try to fast forward through that. I think it's around here. Yeah.
100% love it, and we're able to bring CEOs and Zoom a guy like that. We wear this, we wear that. We're a uniform team. You know why? Because in the NFL, if you don't have on this type of uniform in the game, you get fined. First fine is $3,500, then $7,500, then $15,000, then it goes all the way up. The kids don't know about that. I said, you know what? You want to wear your shirt out? If you do it in the NFL, guess what? This is what that is. Now, all those kids you see on television with the shirts out, see, they got grandma or aunt and all several of the coaches on the Zoom call and say, let's talk about our biggest.
Getting all the attention right now.
We get all the attention because we're winning.
No. I'm not. I'm saying you should get all the attention.
Right.
But I'm just saying, how important is it to collaborate with other teams in the SWAC, other HBCUs to kind of.
You mean the coaches?
Yeah, share information, share resources.
All the time.
Okay.
I've got several of the coaches on the Zoom call and say, let's talk about our biggest nemesis or detractors or cancers.
Okay, so right here, this is where Deion Sanders, and he said this before in other videos as well, is asking a legit question. He's been there. He's toured the facilities. He see what the state of everything is. He's seeing what's what. And now he's asking the question. And what he did was he got other coaches involved. And this is what happened. And I'm going to go check on my son.
And we just talked about it. And ironically, everybody's dealing with the same foolishness, but people just don't talk about it. But this is the problem. I could say stuff. Coach George could say stuff. Coach Hugh Jackson could say stuff. You know, you got NFL type guys, excuse me. But some guys that don't have that, they can't elaborate and talk about the dysfunction that they're dealing with because they're subject to be fired. And when we do it, you may not like it, but I'm not lying. So if I'm saying, how we gonna be on TV? You don't even sell out a darn home game. So who gonna go want to film an empty stadium? They may not like it, but I ain't lying. How can we have 60,000 people in a darn stadium? You talking about we sold out, and I checked the receipts and we done sold 28,000 tickets. Now y'all better find out who's stealing because that affects my pocket.
There it is right there. Deion called it what it was. He didn't accuse nobody specifically, but he just pointed out shit ain't adding up. With the little that we do have, shit ain't adding up. That's pretty much what he's saying. And that this man has no reason to lie. He's just as much as he's trying to put the school on the map to benefit the school, is he has just as much invested to benefit him as a coach. The better he can do at that school as a coach sets him up for future endeavors, sets him up for future potential deals like he got. It sets him up for those same things. So it's like he has no reason to lie. He's just as invested in this as they are, as the school should be. We have a celebrity Hall of Fame coach that is here to coach our kids. Number one, the benefit of that. His level of expertise, his level of knowledge, all of that on the field and off the field. There's nobody else that I would rather. Let's say this. If I got my son who's a wide receiver, there's no other person I would want more to train my son, to coach my son, than a Jerry Rice, a Randy Moss, a Chris Carter, a Steve Smith Sr. I'm just saying, who the fuck else better would you want to coach your son than a Hall of Fame fucking player? If my son's a fucking defensive tackle, yes, I would love for Warren Sapp to coach my son. I don't give a fuck if we're losing or not. His level of knowledge and expertise and just all out to who better to critique my son's technique than fucking Warren Sapp? So it's like there's the instant advantages that you have to these men being in this position to coach these kids. It's like Michael Jordan coaching basketball at fucking Howard. You mean to tell me you wouldn't want your son to go to Howard? Hell yeah. Mike coaching him? Shit. You goddamn right I want my son to be coached by a Hall of Fame motherfucking football player, basketball player, baseball player. Absolutely. Terrell Owens gonna coach my son? Yup. You talking about the greatest in the game, the GOAT of the fucking league wanting to coach at your school. Why would you not welcome that? Hey, look, look, Sap. Look, Warren, we want you. We can only pay you $75,000, but we love to have you. Like, take it or leave it, but we love to have you. It's like some of these players, some of these coaches, it's like they're not there for the dough. They're there for either to build their coaching resume, which is totally fine, or to just flat out help the kids or do both. Why would you not welcome this? But this is one of the reasons why. Because you got a motherfucker like Prime who knows business. You got a motherfucker like Prime who can count and say, hey, wait a minute. Something really is burning. That's just what it is.
You may not like it, but I ain't lying. So it's a lot of stuff like that, and it's more that goes on that we got to address. And I just have the audacity to address it because it's for the kids.
Exactly.
It's for the kids.
Yeah, when I hear you speak, I mean, obviously you represent Jackson State, but you're speaking for the entire conference.
That's it.
I think you were critical of Grambling, and you were saying, like, look, I think the word was pathetic, like their attendance.
You right down the street.
You should, right? So, like,
you right down the street. And this is your biggest game of the season. Okay, I know you get down with Southern in the Classic. You know, I know y'all can't wait to party for these classics.
Yeah.
And I get sick of that. These classics that ain't nobody making no money. But
we won't go there. I won't go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
You right down the street. This is your biggest game. Like, we the dogs. Like, we the ones you want to get. And you don't come to support that. And your coach has already sounded off. And I was really having his back. He's already sounded off about your attendance and your participation. And you didn't come for this. And then when we get up on you three, I know you said the heat and all that. It was hot. Folks was falling out. The heat was on our side too, wasn't it?
That was right.
It wasn't just on one side of the stadium that the heat was just on their side. No, when we got up by a few touchdowns, the heat got hot. Because when it was tight, everybody was there and cheering and scared. Like it was the church going on. Yeah, but when we hit that gear, it got hot.
Yeah, 66 points later.
It got hot up in.
So I'm just saying, I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but this is a good interview though too. But I'm just saying, the fact of the matter that you have somebody like Deion Sanders calling this out, that should be alarming. That should be alarming. And here's another thing that I'm going to point out since we're talking about Prime. When they do come, and this is me getting back to the point of how we treat each other and how us do us. This is why when people say things like, yeah, the black community this and the black community that, and it's, in my opinion, it's all bullshit. Because this is what happens when us is around us.
Following Sanders' news conference, the school told ESPN that his items were misplaced and found. But Sanders disputed that the items were misplaced in a series of tweets later Sunday, saying that his assistant walked in on a man in the process of committing the theft. And following Deion's tweet, the school said several items belonging to Coach Prime were taken from the locker room. Those items were quickly recovered.
So basically, while he was winning a game, while he was winning a game, it was a nigga in there robbing his fucking office. Now, I get it. It's Deion Sanders, right? I personally He is one of the few athletes that I would just personally have a fan moment if I got to meet him. I need a picture and I need a signature. You're the greatest cornerback of all time. It was a true joy and an honor to watch you play this game we call football. I've never seen anyone as good as Deion Sanders play the position of cornerback. And arguably, he's one of the greatest, or arguably considered to be one of the greatest players of all time. Between Deion Sanders, Jerry Rice, and fucking Lawrence Taylor. Those are my three. Oh my God. I'm going to have a moment like my man did in Coming to America, who was walking at the concession, had the concession. Oh my God, is this you? Oh my God, is this you? Oh, this is the greatest day of my life. I'm going to have one of those moments. It's like meeting the Princess Zamunda if I come across LT, fucking Prime, or fucking JR. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's just me. Now, there are a lot of other players I would love to meet too. Yes, indeed. But them three there, oh, I'm going to have a fan moment. I'm going to be like, hey, man, look, hey, man, hey, I know you get this all the time, but you ain't never got it from me. I need a picture, and I need you to sign something. Sign my shirt, sign my hat, I don't care. Just thank you, sir. I won't shake your hand. But that's just what it is. It's like, I get it. But I don't know how, except for, no, I do know how. Only a nigga would disrespect a legend like fucking Deion Sanders because he trying to get some shit for free. Want something for fucking nothing. Would go and rob this man's office. Go and rob this man's office. That's way too much, that 24 game, and I don't know about that, sir. That's it's a bit much. Nigga, you've gone too far. But I don't know how you could bring yourself, knowing what this man is not only doing for that school, knowing what he's doing for the city, knowing what he's doing for the businesses around that school. Because he definitely has the LeBron effect. Just like how everybody talked about how when LeBron left Cleveland, how the businesses suffered that were around the stadium. Because when LeBron was in Cleveland, he brought so much tourism. So many people flew in. So many people hung out. So many people came downtown to the area where the game was going on. That everybody wanted to watch the game right by the stadium. He did that. He did the same thing for Jackson State. Ain't never been as many celebrities that have come through Jackson State than when Prime was there. Fact. Just saying. But you have all of that going on and you gonna steal from the man? Come on, man. That's what niggas do to niggas.
And returns. Stephen A. What did you think of Deion's overall coaching debut?
Well, it was a spring football game. They won 53-0, if I remember correctly. So I'm happy about that. Knowing him the way that I do, we're friends, we're brothers. I know what coaching means to him. I know how passionate he is about it. And although I would have loved to have seen him get the job at Florida State, and I think Florida State made a mistake by not hiring their superstar, obviously he's an alum of Florida State. I'm very, very proud that this guy is associated with HBCUs because y'all both know how near and dear HBCUs are to me, being a graduate of Winston-Salem State, which is an HBCU. Having said all of that, here's what I would say about his reaction to getting his items stolen. It's incredibly unfortunate. It's embarrassing to Jackson State.
Now, let's call it what it is, Stephen A. It's fucked up. That's what it is. It's fucked up. It's not incredibly embarrassing. It's unfortunate, and that's the political way that you talking. We ain't got to do that over here. It's fucked up, plain and simple. It's fucked up what they did to this man who's there to help the entire situation in that school and in that city, in that state. All of the shit that he did that don't nobody talk about, what he did being there, in that fucking city, at that school. Fuck all that. Let's rob the nigga.
I feel terrible that happened to him. I haven't had an opportunity to talk to him about this yet. My immediate reaction is that I would have handled it differently, however. And the reason why I would have handled it differently is because the actions of a few, the criminal act, the unfortunate actions, the embarrassing actions, should not be a reflection on Jackson State.
And here's why I disagree with Stephen A. and a lot of people, because a lot of black folks think like this. We have this thing to where we want to keep the secret. And I think it was either Yana Van Zant or it was Dr. Phil that said, you are as sick as your secrets are. And we have this tendency to where we want to hold on to the secret. We have this tendency to where, and just in our culture, our thing is hold on to the secret. Don't tell nobody. You say your uncle fucked you, don't say nothing. You say your auntie molested you, don't say nothing. You say your cousin raped you, don't say nothing. We have this thing to where we want to try to always hold the secret and be the keepers of secrets, and not realizing that we are as sick as our secrets are. That fucked up thing that happened to you that you don't say nothing about, it's still fucked up and it's still fucking you up over time. And the person who did it, because they're not being ousted, the person who did it because they're not being held accountable for it, that person does what? They continue to do it. Because at one point, here's my proof in the pudding with that. At one point, that bitch in Harvey, she'd only stolen $100 in wings. She had only stolen $1,000 in wings. Then it went to $2,500. Then it went to $5,000. Then it went to $10,000. Then it went to $20,000. Then it went to $25,000. Then it went to $50,000. Then it went to $100,000. You see my point? It wasn't until she was overspent by $3,000 and had spent to the tune of $1.5 million to where she was stopped. That bitch didn't stop at $100,000. That bitch didn't stop at $10,000. That bitch didn't stop at $200,000. She didn't stop until it was $1.5 million and someone else had to stop her. You get my point? This whole thing about, well, we should handle it differently. And I think that, we could have, discussed what happened, because what happens at an HBCU, what goes on with one, doesn't affect the whole and should not reflect. Bullshit. Because the same shit that Deion was talking about, coincidentally, Ed Reed is talking about. Ain't that something? Isn't that a coincidence? Well, hello there, Dave Chappelle. Haven't seen you in a while. Isn't that a coincidence? The same shit that Deion was talking about is the same shit that Ed Reed's talking about. Don't you see a trend here? Let's just connect those two dots. Two separate schools in two different areas of the country got the same fucking problem. And just like Deion said, when he talked to other HBCU coaches on a private Zoom call, they all had the same things in common, which I'm quite sure was, where the fuck is the money? Who the fuck is spending the money? And why the fuck don't we have shit? That's all I'm saying. So no, I don't think that this should be something to where, you should just, go about it a different way because one. Nope. Call a thing and say what the fuck is going on. That's the only way it's going to change. You have to call out the bullshit. Shaking your head and saying, And then, well, that's them. Yeah, that's fucked up, but that ain't everybody. It ain't all. Nope. When you see something wrong, say something about it. Shout the shit out from the mountaintops. Because that's the only way that people are going to actually fucking respond to it and start to do something about it. You're not in a position to bring about change until you call out the thing that needs to be changed.
It's how it may be inhaled and grasped and interpreted by those on the outside. HBCUs have incredible challenges, as you all know that I've highlighted on many, many occasions, in terms of notoriety, cachet, interest, support, financial and otherwise. It is a challenge for historically black colleges and universities to receive those things. This does not help. Exactly. It doesn't help when you go in front of the cameras on national television.
And actually it does. Because sometimes it takes you bringing national attention. Sometimes it takes you bringing worldwide attention, statewide, citywide, local, region-wide. Sometimes it takes that in order to bring about the change of what's going on.
Although it's true, and although his emotions are totally understandable, I'm not blaming him for anything. I'm simply saying that if it were me, I would have handled it differently. I wished he had handled it differently, because I think that people are going to use that as an excuse to sit up there and say, all right, now tell me why my child should go to Jackson State. And those are the way that, you know, when people are against you and you are operating behind the proverbial 8 ball and you have those challenges.
And yes, you absolutely should say that. I shouldn't just, and we got this thing as niggas, you should just do it because they black. Why would I send my child, my legacy, the being that I am bound to protect with my very own life? Why would I just send them somewhere because it's a black school? If that's not just a high level of stupidity, I don't know what the fuck is. It's that same thing as saying you supposed to date black women because your mama black. You supposed to do this because we black. You supposed to put up with this fuck shit because we black. Why would I do that? So you telling me I should deprive my kid of the best education or the best collegiate experience possible just because he black? And I'm sacrificing this for what? Because y'all don't think I should call out some fuck shit that somebody else is doing? Someone stealing? Someone embezzling money? Some misappropriation of funds? I should send my kid to a school that's not going to have the proper resources that it could have. Not saying it got to have the best, but the proper resources that it should have. Because somebody's stealing they don't have. And I should send my kid there just because they black. That's a high level of stupidity. That's just like saying, yeah, you should send your kid over to your neighbor that you know is potentially a child molester. You should send your kid over to this person that you know will probably rape them. You should send them over there just because they black. You know, you got to support black businesses. So yeah, your kid might get fucked, but I'm just saying, if we don't support black businesses, who is? I don't understand why an intelligent being like this, like Stephen A. Jackson is, I don't understand why he would even say something like that. Trying to always cover up the fuck shit that we do, it's a huge problem. Because the minute a white person says something or does something that we don't like, oh, it's the most racist shit ever, and we got to shout it from the mountaintops. Look what they did to us. Look what this systemic racism did to us. We the main ones all over that shit. But our own do some fuck shit. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wow, they did that. Man, that's fucked up, Joe. White person do it? See what they do to us? See how they treat us? This got to stop, y'all. When is the racism gonna end, y'all? It's been like this for 400 years. Your uncle do it. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I can't believe he did that, man. Goddamn. But he our uncle, though. I ain't no rat. Loose lips sink ship. This is our problem. And this is why we cannot have nice things. Thank you, chicken wing lady.
Just coming up. Unfortunately, that's how things are interpreted. So I wish he had handled it in-house in a more private manner rather than publicizing the fact that his stuff was stolen.
How can I handle some in-house shit when the shit that's in-house is fucked up? How can I handle a in-house? How can I treat something as an in-house situation when it's the motherfuckers in the house that's fucking it up? This ain't no fan that wandered off into Deion's fucking office. This is a motherfucker who had access. This is a motherfucker who obviously at some point or another had keys to something somewhere to get behind the veil to get to this man's office. It ain't like his office is a fucking storefront. Oh, I just walked in. Yeah, Deion at the game. Let me go on in and see what's in here. Ain't no fucking crackhead breaking in this man's office. This a nigga who knew where the fuck he would be and was conniving enough to put 2 and 2 together or 3 and 3 together to make 6 and to see his ass in the Deion's office while he's out winning a fucking game. Because he knew no one was in there. This wasn't no smash and grab. This is a nigga who plotted and schemed. That ain't no shit you handle in-house. That's some shit you handle out-house, outside the house, around the house, in front of the house. I catch a motherfucking relative of mine doing some fuck shit to my kid, and I'm gonna beat your ass in this house. No, I'm gonna beat your ass all up and through this house, fuck you up all outside the house, and you better hope I don't kill you. Because that's definitely on the table. Makes no sense.
That's my only thing.
Thanks for watching ESPN.
But that's what happens when it's us that's they're trying to do something for us. Now let's get into Ed Reed shit. Because this is exactly what the thing for me, it's like, this is when I said, oh yeah, they all in on it. This is exactly when I saw that and I said, yep, they all in on it. This is what they doing. This, and I'm not saying, let me just clear this up. I'm not saying that every HBCU is doing this, but I will say that this is the culture. This is the culture of most. I will say that.
Temporary.
Shout out to my man Big Timer Game and hit your boy on the Cash App. And shout out to NLC.
None of us know when that time will come. You understand? We've been around here trying to change things, and we have, and this has changed quickly. My vision for change is probably moving too fast for a lot of people. I'm not withdrawing my name as they saying. They don't want me here.
Mm-hmm.
They do not want me here because I tell the truth.
Yep.
They have never had this many people here in the recruiting time, and Coach, I've been saying that. We've been here at 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I even slept here one night to make sure I was comfortable, and I was. My guy. It's hurt. It's hurt because I know people don't care about these kids like I do. And they should be the ones leaving, not me. Because I don't want to. Why? Because Jeremy Greaves, who father I looked in the eye, and y'all mothers and fathers who I talked to last night, even though I knew they didn't want me. I took $2,400 out of my pocket and still gave it to the host, to host these young men. Shit, at this point, I'd do it for free. Because I have been for the last 3 weeks. That man have too. He drove from New Orleans because he believed in me and my vision. And that man right there who flew from California less than 2 hours and got off the plane, and he was here to see the ramp. he got off the plane and what we started doing, young man. Motherfuckers. Yeah, I curse. And y'all done heard curse words before. And they got parents in here. And no, I don't want to leave. And like I told you, I want all these recruits. But they got some corrupt people in this world, some evil people that don't care about kids like I do. So I want y'all to hear the truth from me. I ain't withdrawing my name. I got the receipts. They got all kinds of stuff going on around here. Hoarding these buildings with nothing but trash in them. You understand me? And Deion was right. And I know I'm right. And they got some people in here who be snitching to their ass. And I work amongst Judas as Jesus walked with him. And I ain't have a problem with it. Because even Jesus prevailed. Sir. And what God got for you, no man can take. Sir. I told these young men, I don't care who we play, because I don't. My nephew was transferred here.
And I will say this, you know, Ed is emotional because he really gives a shit. And I'm just, when you think about what he's actually saying and why he's actually like being put out or not being considered anymore because he told the truth, it's disheartening. It's not just disheartening, call it what it is, it's hurtful. When you pride yourself on doing the right thing and you're doing the right thing and you have people that are literally against you because you're doing the right thing, you have people that don't like you because you're doing the right thing, you have people that don't like you because you're saying the right thing, take it from me, it's hurtful. Now, you can still persevere through it. You can still get through it. But nevertheless, you still have to go through that part of it being hurtful. There are people who literally stopped talking to me, stopped being my friend, unfriended me, don't call me, don't talk, just because of what I'm saying they don't like. Even though I'm not lying, I'm just telling not my truth, I'm telling the truth. And then the rest of them, the other side of that is people don't like me because of my opinion. So I can't think different than you. And if I do, then I'm the worst motherfucker ever. Here's what it is. But when you have the right intentions and when your heart is coming from a place of righteousness and you're doing just the right thing, it's very hurtful when you have people that are intentionally going against you, lying on you, and just flat out making shit up about you just because of that very thing. It is. And that's one of the reasons why it's one of the things where I will literally just tell people nowadays, you're fucking lying. It's not true. You're lying. Whether I'm arguing with you, whether we just discussing some shit, I call a liar a fucking liar. Hey, stop. I'm stopping you right now because you're fucking lying. That's not what I said. Sorry. Or if you say some shit to me that I know that isn't true, you're fucking lying. Stop it. That's just what it is. And it's like, because you gonna be mad and you gonna hate me anyway, I might as well be on the right side of this thing and just tell the fucking truth. There's no reason for me to lie to my benefit. Nope. I'm going to just tell the truth. And it is what it is. Did you say? Yeah, I did say it. Here's why I said it. But I did say it. Yeah. People can say, you mean. You talk to me harshly. You always talking shit. Whatever it is you're going to say, you won't say I'm a fucking liar. You won't say that. Just saying.
Nephew right there. They want me to leave my nephew here. Am I lying now? He been getting a bad break at Southern.
I
Some evil people, man, that don't care about your kids. But I was here because I wanted them all, like I told y'all last night, and I still do. And if somebody gave me a job, they all could come. Probably won't happen. But I'll tell y'all this. My brother died 11 years ago around this time, and we buried him. And I was in the NFL in the cold tub icing when I found out. And I didn't go home. I played the game on Sunday because that's what he wanted me to do. Just like I want y'all to keep going, regardless of what happens today. Young men, that's what I've been telling y'all. Right? Yes, sir. Is that right? Yes, sir. Pick up trash tomorrow because that's what we would do, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We was gonna do it anyway, right? Yes, sir. Jaden, where you at? What you said, Jaden, last Sunday?
There we go. Damn, I couldn't get this shit to work.
I'm not withdrawing my name as Reggie Thea's ass want me to do.
There it is.
He the one, and whoever else with him.
There it is.
He can't be an AD and a head coach. It's impossible. I worked at the University of Miami for 3 years and I saw it.
Talk to me.
And I know.
Yeah, we in there live right now.
You understand? Hang up the phone, roll.
We in there live right now.
Roll.
Yeah, it's prime.
Here's my thing. How could you say that you, and not ask this question, how could you say that this person's the head coach and the athletic director? So, nigga, you getting 2 checks? Or the equivalent of? Or a check and a half? I'm sorry. I'm going to agree with that. You can't do both. It's impossible to do both. Unless you're just getting a fat ass check and you're just going to say, hey, I'm here. We ain't seen Bethune-Cookman and Reggie Theus is the AD and the head basketball coach apparently. We ain't seen these motherfuckers in no top nothing. We ain't seen no athletes come from there. That's the top something. What the fuck are you really doing, bro? And why are we not asking that question? How the fuck does that even get voted in and that's allowed? Yeah, the AD is also the head coach of the basketball team. Why? Well, we couldn't find no AD. Keep looking, motherfuckers. Make him choose. You got to be one or the other, Reggie. Can't do both. Why would that not be something to where we would even be like, well, what the fuck is that about? That's just like Trump being the president and the vice president at the same time. You niggas will lose your mind. He doing it, he doing that, he doing it, he doing that. See how they do us? We got a nigga, well, half-breed at that. The nigga ain't got no curly hair like that, that's full nigga. That ain't full nigga. He mixed with something. But whatever. You got a nigga sitting up here who's the AD and the head coach. That is, at best, some low level of corruption. How does that even take place? What other schools got this shit going on? Tell me another school that got the AD and the head coach in the same position. At a college. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's bigger than football. Teaching these young men about life.
And again, you have to ask yourself this. What the fuck does Ed Reed got to lie for? He don't need the money. He ain't got sour grapes. It ain't like he was trying to take over Bethune. Like, yeah, that's the place you want to be? Come on, man. Why would he lie? Just saying. Why the fuck would he lie? I can't see it.
They ain't seen the play yet. We don't even have a practice field. Less than a week we've cleared this land y'all see over here. Less than a week. Because a man came from Baltimore who saw me come into his neighborhood when I was a rookie talk to his neighborhood. His mom strung out on drugs. His daddy not in his life. And I talked to them and he said, I'm here for you. What do you need? I don't want to hear about all the bull. And I talked to him and I took him over there and he met him. He walked out there, my new best friend. He said, man, you don't even know me. His whole demeanor changed when he got back to me. He said, hey, you were right. I said, yeah, we cut that little piece of grass and them snakes showed. And I ain't talking about the rattlers.
There you go.
Bigger than football, mom and dad. We still have kids showing up today for the recruit weekend. We got kids showing up tomorrow. They told me to cancel it and y'all was getting off the plane.
And here's the thing. Obviously, for a man to just think, he brought his nephew, he's been recruiting. It's not like we were in the early stages of contract negotiating. I would say everything was pretty much all said and done for him to be doing that. There's no way a man would get to the point to where he would be bringing his own flesh and blood and other students, other athletes to a school that he's kind of still in the early parts of negotiation. I'm sure everything was pretty much all said and done except for the last thing. Like, look, man, you got the job. Everything's good. Let's get started. We got the keys for you. Here you go. We're going to sign the paperwork on Tuesday. I'm sure it was at that point to where it was all said and done. And to the point to where he was doing his job and getting into seeing what was going on and starting to prepare for the season so that he could get shit together. And this is what happens. He saw the fuckery. What did he say? He cut the grass just a little bit and the snakes began to show. And he looked around and said, oh, hell no. I ain't gonna keep this quiet.
Where they do that at? I'm not withdrawing my name. Sis, read the quote. Read the email, sis. Read the email, sis.
Bethune-Cookman University has announced that Ed Reed has withdrawn his name from consideration to become the next head football coach at the university. That was just one of the drafts, not the...
It's not happening.
And there's the lie. So we got one side that clearly proved this is what they said Ed Reed said. And Ed Reed is sitting there saying, I did not say that. I never withdrew. These motherfuckers asked me to withdraw because I was pulling the sheets back and showing everybody how they've been shitting in the bed. I'm pulling the covers back, showing everybody that the bed has been shitted in, and they mad at it. Why you got to show that? Because it's shit in the bed.
I ain't withdraw my name. Y'all saw me last night. Did I sound like I was leaving? Did I sound like this was a problem, like y'all, like I was getting fired or something? Like y'all got me in here lying to these people, man. And I wasn't lying, just telling y'all what was real. I got a 14-year-old son who I had to call this morning. He in Atlanta. He had a game, a banquet. I just missed it. I'm sacrificing my own money for these young men. Just last night to have a good time. And I'm still looking after them. Dante, where you at?
Still asleep.
Dante Drew, where you at? You lost your wallet, huh? Guess who got it? Your coach. I found it. Ain't that something? Get a young man his wallet and his money and everything in it. Glad you're using protection, too.
Man, how can you not love a guy like that, man? Like, come on, dude. You can't tell me this ain't no genuine nigga, man. You just can't tell me that. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me that this ain't no genuine motherfucker. Real talk. That's just what it is. That's a person there. He coming from the heart. He's being genuine. He ain't perfect, but he's just a genuine cat. Stand-up guy that's trying to do the right thing and do right by these kids. And he's in the midst of a bunch of fuckery and a bunch of bullshit. And he's being ousted for calling it out. Like most niggas do. The minute a nigga start talking about nigga shit, everybody want to get mad. And that's our problem. As a people, as a culture, we talk about all the shit we want to change and how shit don't never change. This is why shit don't never change. Because the minute you got a motherfucker telling the truth, you got 30 other niggas trying to say he this or he that or he shouldn't do this or he shouldn't do that or pulling the Stephen A. Oh, I wish he could have handled it in-house. He shouldn't have necessarily just, aired out the dirty laundry of the... Man, please. We ain't got time for that shit. And that's why I keep saying the little that we have, we should be more in tune to watching it and caring for it, because you can't grow more if you're exploiting the little that you do have. You just can't. You're fucking yourself over. So when we see someone who's taking the little bit that we have and they're misusing it and squandering it away, we should be even more outraged, because motherfucker, we barely got this. How dare you fuck with it and fuck it over and misuse it? How dare you?
Read. I just sat, stood, grew up in the eye of the hurricane for a long time. If you know anything about a hurricane, right in the eye is calm. Even in this moment, I'm good. But I hurt for these young men.
Yep.
That's what I hurt for. That's what the tears are for. Because I know what we've been working on. So much more than football. I camped for 20 years. I've been doing this, working with kids. CT done it together, and his kid is being recruited now. I had to tell y'all all together, they don't want me here. It's not me. And that's just the truth. It's not me. I would not do that. How would I withdraw my name when I sat with Jordan Johnson? Jeremy Greaves' dad and parents looked him in the eye just as I did with y'all last night. Why would I do that? Y'all heard the lie. They lying.
Yep.
They ain't right. They not right. Say me, it ain't right. I spoke the truth. Just because you hear some curse words?
Yep.
Just because you hear curse words? When the Ku Klux Klan came here in 1904, it stood right outside, and Dr. McClain stood just like this by herself. Come with it. And you weren't about curse words? When they got people who are out here trying to kill these young men?
And that's my problem that I have with niggas today. I cannot count how many people have said, yeah, man, I understand what you're doing, but, man, it's the way that you're doing it, man. I just don't think you got to cuss as much. I just don't think you should have to say it the way that you're saying it. So you saying what I'm saying is right? Well, yeah, it is, but it's the delivery. So the fact that I'm saying the right thing is not the problem. You want me to say the right thing your way because you believe that your way is the right way. Yes? Essentially? Well, yeah, you kind of say that. Well, what if I think that the way that I'm saying it is the right way too? I need a bomb drop right there. I got to get a bomb drop on that. But when I say that, this is what I hear. Or, you right, but. No, it's not I'm right, but. If you think that the way that I'm saying it is wrong, or I could be saying it better, but it's right, what if I think the same thing is that the way that I'm saying it is right? If I believe that and I'm the one who's actually fucking saying it, I'm the one who's actually got the platform to say it. I'm the one who actually put all this shit together to say it. Also, I should stop what I've worked for and done and built and do it your way. That's what the fuck you're telling me because you think it would be better. Why can't I think the same thing? That my way is the way that's best for me. I'm not offended by using the word nigga. I'm not offended by a motherfucker calling me a nigga. I'm not affected by a nigga calling me a fucking coon. What's the fucking difference? I don't give a fuck. I know who I am, and I know what I stand for, and I know what it is that I'm saying is right. Fuck everything else, essentially. But the fact that people feel that what they feel is right and what they think is right should be what I think, it's fucking lunacy. There's no fucking way that I should be held to what you think is the right thing or what you feel is the right thing. And that's pretty much just the definition and summary of cancel culture. Because if I don't do it, then there's something wrong with me and I don't need to have nothing. That's cancel culture. If I say this because you don't make you feel good, I should lose everything and should not have anything. I should be destroyed because of what I said. Well, what you say is hurtful. Sticks and stones, bitch. Sticks and stones. Actually, that'd be the name of a good ass podcast. Sticks and Stones podcast. That'd be a good ass name, wouldn't it? Damn, that's deep. The Sticks and Stones podcast. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Unless you bringing a stick or throwing a stone, nigga, you can't hurt me. Just saying.
No, it ain't me. I knew I wasn't wrong. I ain't care what nobody said. Still don't. I had the best of friends calling me, bro, you can't do that. Man, get off my phone. You with them.
Yep.
You playing the game. I don't play no game. I ain't got no time to play no games, politics. I never did. They didn't do their research. They thought they was getting, lack of better words, a dumb job.
Yep. Exactly. And I agree, I will agree with him on that. They thought they was getting them a dumb nigga jock that would just be a good name to help bring more money for them to fucking squander away to the school. They thought that they would be getting somebody who could help boost their notoriety, help boost their visibility, help do what Prime did to them with them, do it there, and he would shut the fuck up and be a dumbass nigga that ain't gonna say shit. He gonna play ball, essentially. Pun intended. That's exactly what they thought. But them motherfuckers must didn't know shit about no Ed Reed, boy, because I know Ed Reed is that nigga about that business. That's why he played so well.
I'm not. That's who y'all had raising y'all kid here. A good man. Not perfect. We all make mistakes. And I apologize for mine. And I told them that they have to be professional. It's a teaching moment, as we use it as, right, Jaden? I had individual meetings with these young men, and we started by playing chess. Not checkers. But I said, all of y'all got one move. Y'all gotta learn to work together. It's chess, young man.
And my thing is, too, if this was all bullshit, he wouldn't be sitting there imparting this type of wisdom to young men. He just wouldn't be. He just wouldn't be. He just wouldn't be. But I'm going to stop this right here, and then I'm going to go and play this other video because I want y'all to see that. And then I want to wrap it up then because I know my son will probably be up by that time. Let's see here. Yeah. All right, so check this out. This is Shannon Sharp on Undisputed.
All HBCUs need help, and those running them have, quote, broken mentalities. During an interview with Roland Martin Monday, Reed said he was offered jobs at Jackson State directly from Deion Sanders and one from Grambling, both jobs he turned down. He also said, quote, I'm not what these people are portraying me to be. He called the Bethune-Cookman athletic director evil. Shannon, what's your reaction to this situation?
I'm just disappointed. I really thought Ed was going to do a good job. But I think that people don't know is that they see one side of Ed, but Ed is a very passionate person. I don't know him that well personally. Played against him late in his career, and you've heard me say it, Skip, I think he's the greatest safety to ever play the game. His ball skills, his understanding of the game sets him apart from a lot of great ones, and I played against a lot of great safeties in my time. But I just think the thing is, Skip, most HBCUs, I don't want to say all, but a lot of HBCUs, Skip, are underfunded, and they don't have the resources. I just hope, I don't know what Ed thought. That ain't to you, Ed. That's not a Power 5, bro. They don't have donors that donate $20 and $30, $40 million and give back, and they got these big endowments. That's not what HBCUs, they don't have that, Skip. I just hope and hope when Ed toured BC, Bethune-Cookman, that he got an opportunity to see it all, Skip. You know how they see you the postcard, you get a postcard of New York, and they see you the Statue of Liberty, and they see you all the good stuff.
But let me say this again. They don't have all of this and all of that. So you would think that the little that they do have, that they would manage it well. If you can't manage a little bit of funding, how can you manage a lot of bit of funding? Yes, I said a lot of bit. If you can't manage a little bit, how can you manage a ton of it? If you can't handle 20 million, if you can't manage 2 million, how can you manage 20? If you can't manage 20, how can you manage 200? If you can't manage $1,000 worth of chicken wings, how can you manage $1.5 million worth of chicken wings? Just saying.
Ever been to New York on your own, you know that postcard ain't what New York is all about. If you go to Vegas, Skip, what they show you? The Strip, you see the Bellagio and the Wynn and Resorts World and all these. But when you leave the Strip, it don't look like the postcard that you got in the mail from your friend.
And yes, Shannon said the script. Yep, that's what he said. My nigga.
With the Vegas.
But unfortunately, Bethune doesn't have a strip, right?
No, but maybe Ed.
Yeah.
Ed, what are they thinking? Most HBCUs are like this.
That's a fact.
And that's the thing. But I get Ed's passion, and I get that, I asked them to clean the offices, and I get my guys, but I just wish he had gone to admin.
How can he go to admin when admin is in on it? That's the problem. And he's saying the same shit that Stephen A said. I don't know how they're not seeing this. If Ed Reed is seeing what the fuck is going on, who's in charge? Who else is in charge? Who's in charge of the buildings? Who's in charge of the conditions of those buildings? Who's in charge of the trash being stored in those buildings? Who's in charge of the hoarding of those buildings? If it's all fucked up, who is in charge of that? It's the admin. There is nobody I can go. So I'm going to go and talk to the people that's doing the fuck shit about the fuck shit that they doing. Yeah, how's that going to work out? That makes no sense whatsoever. You can't. And that's what Ed Reed is trying to tell them. He's trying to tell us. Same thing that Prime is trying to tell us. It ain't that some outside fucking entity is stealing. These niggas is stealing. And they're not checking within themselves to find out who the fuck is stealing. Obviously, that means they all are to some degree. I ain't gonna tell on Coach such and such he's stealing the ticket money because he's stealing the ticket money and I'm stealing the lunchroom money. The coach who's stealing the 2 checks from the AD department as the athletic director and the head coach, he can't call out the lunchroom lady who's stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings. He can't do it. Because he'd be telling on himself. And that's what Ed Reed is pretty much faced with. Same thing with Deion. Deion was just like, man, I ain't got time for this. And to his benefit, he was like, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to do this shit. I'm already in it. Let me use it for what I can. I'm going to do what I can to be the best coach possible to these kids. And I'm going to get the fuck up out of here. First chance I get. The first good offer that comes along, I'm out this bitch. Rightfully so. Why would I stay in the fuckery that's going on that I can't control and I don't run? Now, if they said, look, Deion, we're giving you the keys to the school, man. You in charge. You do what the fuck you want to do. You say what the fuck you want to say. Live how you want to live. Play how you want to play. Then, okay, I get it. Yeah, you stay and you work that shit out because you the fucking man. But he's not. He's not. There's a president. There's a fucking vice president or principal, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Dean or dean of students, whatever the fuck, how the fuck that structure is laid. There's a bunch of other motherfuckers that's running the shit that's in on it. How can I say anything to them when they're the ones that's doing it? Shannon don't want to admit that shit, and everybody is so to Stephen A, or they just are ignorant to it. But I'm telling you, that's what the fuck it is.
She had to go on public with it, put it on IG Live. Just go to admin and say, guys, this is unacceptable. I shouldn't have to have my players picking up trash. Yeah. I shouldn't have to have my players doing X, Y, and Z. This is the responsibility of the institution.
Yeah.
And you think they don't fucking know that? You think they don't fucking know that? They looking at that shit like, man, we don't give no fuck about that shit. Just as many buildings as Ed Reed said got trash in them and are not being used. It's just as many buildings that they know that they've probably ordered the facilities guys to put the trash in. Fuck you talking about? And that's my problem with this. The admin are the people who are actually running the fucking show. They are the ones that's in charge. And if they're not touring their facilities, if they're not managing the people at their facilities, if they don't know what the fuck is going on in their own facilities, shame on them still. That's still a problem for them. That's still an issue that they should be. That's incompetency. And me calling out a motherfucker that's been there for umpteen years, incompetent, how is that going to benefit me as the coach? Oh, you know what, Ed, since you said it, nah, I'm going to change it. Yeah, you right. Let me go get this shit together, man. Thanks, dude. I'm off.
Do said things. Now we see the protests with the students saying, yeah, these conditions are not suitable for someone, for an institution of higher learning. It's just not, it's bad. It's bad and it's good. It's bad that Ed's not going to get this job, but it's good because it's shining light on a situation that needed light shined on.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. They were doing the same, and this is why I'm saying this is the culture. I want to say it was 2021. They did the same shit at Howard. Howard, who probably is the most prestigious of all the HBCUs, and probably should have be getting the most money or have the biggest budget. Howard had students literally camping outside of the fucking school because they said it's better conditions out here in a fucking tent than it is in the dorms. Now I can tell you firsthand, my cousin went to Howard. And I went and visited my cousin at Howard twice. And some of the facilities there were so old and run the fuck down that if those facilities are still there now and they haven't been upgraded, because that was back in the fucking 90s that shit was old. Yeah. I could agree. I've seen it. Look, I'm going to tell you this. In my cousin's dorm room, and I would tell you, I love my cousin. That's my brother. He took care of me. He took care of me. He gave me his dorm room while he was there, while I was there. I had my own room. It's like I was a celebrity almost. But I'm just saying, where his bed was, there was a radiator. You know, the heater thing. It was so hot that it would literally burn you. Like you couldn't put your hand on it. It would burn you. If that ain't like how shit is supposed to be, it ain't supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be warm. It ain't supposed to be so hot to where you can't touch it. I literally had to put a fucking blanket over the shit so that I wouldn't accidentally touch it and burn myself. That's how hot the motherfucker was. Which lets you know there's something wrong with the boiler system. If that's how it was in the 90s, and they probably haven't upgraded the motherfucker, what was that? I texted them last night about it. Carver Hall. Motherfuckers can attest to it. Then that lets you know just how bad the shit is. Or how potentially bad it could be. And this the same school where they had a motherfucker just 4 years ago. One of the fucking student attorneys there was embezzling money and going on fucking shopping sprees. Buying fucking Gucci and Louis and all that shit. Modeling all his shit off. That was a fucking fiasco. I'm just saying that's what it is.
If he said he talked to Time should have coach.
That nigga
Sanders
said Time.
Should have told him what it was like.
Prime.
Cause he know what it was.
You gotta love Shannon, but Shannon, you fucked up. It ain't Coach Time, it's Coach Prime. Get your T's and your P's together, nigga. You make too much goddamn money to be fucking that up. Prime, not time, I ain't shit.
When he went to Jackson, he knew it. So you can call any coach.
Yeah.
Prairie View, Alcorn, it's probably worse at those institutions than at BC.
I hear you.
So Skip, that's sad. But I think if Ed would have given it time, kind of like the Jackson State situation with Coach Prime, I think some improvements would have been able to be made. But
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if these are the people that are in charge, if there were improvements to be made, they would make them. Whether you got to cut some positions to make them, whether you got to find some other grants to make them, if there was a opportunity to improve it and they were willing to do it, it wouldn't take Ed Reed to call it out. They would just do it. If they really are there for the continued education of these young people. And I'm saying that the culture, for the most part, is that they're not. They see it's fucked up, and they just sit back and say, damn, it's fucked up. It's still fucked up. Like, we ain't gonna do shit about it. No. And it's like, you have to take into account of saying, if it's been like that and it hasn't changed, what do you think is going to change it? And it's going to be the shaming of these fucking HBCUs and the mismanagement of the funds that they have going on in these HBCUs. Period. And not saying that every school is as worse as Jackson State or as worse as whatever other school, but the Langston Hughes, the Hamptons and all of that shit, wherever it was, somebody in Norfolk State and all that shit, the ASUs and the Alcorns, I'm quite sure to some degree you got this shit going on. That's just what it is.
it can't happen overnight, Ed. And I know as an athlete, Skip, we used to, okay, hey, I can change that. I didn't play good this game. Guess what? I'm going to play better next game, and the outcome will be different. It doesn't work like that when something has systematically been broken for an extensive period of time.
You're going to have to help me walk back through this. Okay. Because I'm a little lost on how it came to this, because it didn't need to come to this. No, it didn't. So, one of the great African-American columnists this country's ever had, Bill Rhoden, with whom I worked on the show The Sports Reporters many times in the past, he wrote that this turned into a fiasco, and it did. It did. It was a fiasco. And then Shalise Manzi Young on Yahoo wrote of Ed Reed, you can't go in guns blazing with what looks like a savior complex and expect the Institute to genuflect and make immediate changes. It's unclear whether Reed did his homework before pursuing the job at BCU.
Why wouldn't they change if they all know that what's best for the kids is to have this or to do this? Why would you have to take time to change something around when you can clearly see, oh, they fucking up the money? If you come in and clearly see that what you've been doing is problematic, why would you just at the very least say, okay, we're going to stop doing that and think about this differently and try to do something else? Because you're used to the fuckery and you're benefiting from it. That's why. Which is why I say it and speak the word corruption. That's corruption. Nobody wants to say shit, and everybody knows the fuck shit is going on. It shouldn't take 10 years to right the ship. When you're doing it wrong, stop doing, first things first, stop doing that thing. When you're doing it wrong, the first part of change is to stop doing that thing.
And truly understood the realities of what he was entering into.
Correct.
But all evidence points to him being unaware.
Yes.
Well, he arrives, they make an announcement, we got him. And I'm like, great.
Right.
Maybe we got another Deion the second going here. Maybe we can repeat history at Jackson State. And yet, time starts to pass, and all of a sudden, Ed starts going on, IG Live, and just blasting, profanely blasting what's not there.
Yeah, you can't.
And I'm thinking, why would you announce that he's your new head coach and you don't have a deal?
Right, you haven't signed the contract.
Yeah, at one point, he even went IG Live. I can leave. I don't even have a contract.
And that's my thing. That's why I said that it was to the point to where it was done. I'm quite sure it was done. And all they had, okay, well, on Tuesday, we signed in the paper. Saturday, yep, it's good. Everybody be back to work on Monday. We'll sign it then, and it's good. I'm quite sure they were at that point. It's not what we still trying to vet them out and trying to see. Nope, it was done.
You can?
Right.
What happened? How could you not get that deal done?
Right.
And how could you not know what you were getting into before you got into it?
Yes.
Was this like your first visit there and they announced you were the new head coach?
Yeah, it seems like, Skip, it seems like a lot. Now, I don't think it's an egregious ask to say, can I get my office clean?
No, it's not at all. I got it.
But there was some damage due to flooding a couple of months ago.
Well, they got hit by the hurricane.
Right.
And they have some mold issues. And now the students are protesting. In part, they were inspired by Ed's IG Lives, and they're protesting the mold in the dorm.
Yes.
Good for them.
Yes. But I believe in...
What would have happened if they didn't say anything? You have to ask that question. Because I would imagine that a school of that size, with that many buildings, if there's something like a natural disaster that occurs, they would have this little small thing called insurance. And clearly the response would just be, oh yes, we're totally, if everything is on the up and up, the response would be, oh, we absolutely are aware of the building conditions from the hurricane that we had, the flooding, the severe flooding that we had in those buildings has created mold. It has created, ruined quite a bit of the furniture there. However, we're in the process of getting our insurance check from State Farm or fucking Build-A-Bear Insurance or wherever the fuck they have insurance at, and this problem will be addressed instantaneously as soon as the funds are available to go in and do that. We are literally waiting on the insurance company. The insurance company has come through and assessed the nature, the status of these buildings and the damage that has been done. They are now cutting us a check. We have already begun bringing in the contractors to remediate the mold and to remove the trash that is in the buildings because that would be covered by our insurance. That would have been the response if there was no bullshit in the game. Unless you did get your insurance check and you said, shit, we got $4 million? Shit, nigga, we ain't about to fix these buildings. We about to fill in the blank. We about to buy, fill in the blank. We about to hire, fill in the blank. We about to. That's what would be happening. Because if you had, man, such and such card, y'all remember, this was maybe about, I don't know how this just popped in my head. This was maybe about, I don't know, at least 20 years ago. Michael Irvin, Dallas Cowboy, I forgot who was driving one of his cars. Totaled the car. Wrecked it. They was out partying. Everybody know how Michael Irvin partied. Them niggas was out partying. When one of his fellow teammates wrecked the car. He's on the news or in the press conference or something, and somebody know he's going to a game or leaving a game or something, and they asked him, hey, such and such, I think it was Kevin Smith, fucked up his car. I can't remember. Somebody fucked up Michael Irvin's car, totaled it. Hey, so, yeah, the reports came back saying that such and such totaled your car. You know, were you upset at your car being totaled? And you know what Michael Irvin's response was? Hell no. I got insurance. I don't care. It's just a car. I'm glad everybody was safe, and we all walked away from it. It's fine. He's okay. That's all that mattered to me. It's a car. I get another one. I got insurance. And kept going. Like, nigga, that ain't nothing. That's how this response should be. Hell yeah, these buildings are fucked up. We just had a motherfucking flood 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago, or 6 months ago. But we got this insurance check, and we got a company right now working on the shit. It'll be done in 4 months. If your shit's together. If you're not mismanaging your funds, or if you got insurance, that would be the thing. I ain't got to have no GoFundMe for my dead relative when I got insurance for that relative. Hey, we're going to start a GoFundMe. We don't need to start no GoFundMe, man. We got insurance. It's taken care of. Exactly. Wallace said they about to get that yacht. Exactly. There's a motherfucker somewhere saying the school need a boat. The school need to get all new. Now, we could take this $4 million and we could clean up the flood damage, or we could all get new MacBook Pros. We could take this money and fix up the school from the flood damage, or we could all buy new apparel for the school. We could take this money that we just got from this flood damage and repair the school, or we could all get new office furniture. You think that kind of fuck shit don't go on? Boy, you got nothing. Boy, you stupid if you don't. Because if they had their shit together, that would have been the response. Yep, it is fucked up. Ed Reed is correct. However, insurance is taking care of this shit immediately. Not a problem. State Farm just broke us off with a fat ass check on Monday, and we already getting it taken care of. So Ed Reed, you need to chill, bucko. We got it covered. That would have been the response. But that wasn't, which is why he said his players were cleaning out those buildings. Because of the trash that's been in there for 2 months. Can you imagine what the place looks like? What it smells like? From flood damage? Yeah, all right.
Skip. I mean, to come in and says, okay, right now, everything, start tearing down this and tearing down that and building this up. With what?
Yeah.
Insurance money, Shannon. You should have flood damage money. But let's say you don't. If you know what it is, you should at least have a plan together on how to address it. Oh yeah, this is getting addressed through this. We got the grant funds, or we got the funds to do this, and we're just working through getting the final pay. You would have something to respond to that.
Okay, so another great, Eddie George, against whom you played in a huge playoff game in Nashville.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee State.
He is now the Tennessee State head coach. Yep. And his quote was, "It's frustrating. He didn't understand exactly what he was getting himself into."
No problem.
Okay, we got it. Eddie is making the point, I have to stay the course here for the sake of the kids. Now, his son is going to go to Tennessee State as a defensive lineman. I think he's pretty good. Yes. So it's sort of like Shadur and Deion's kids playing for him. Yep. But Tennessee State has hung in there. They were due some land grant money that the state withheld from them, and now they've finally busted the state over this. And I think they're due about $250 million in land grant money that has been
allocated to them.
It's been stolen from them over the years.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of like Brett Favre stealing that money from the goddamn. I'm just saying. I had to say it. I'm sorry. Yes, Brett Favre is a thief. Yes, and still has not been held accountable for it. But whatever.
So now, if you can hang in and hang on till you get that kind of funding, maybe you can start turning this into something at Tennessee State.
Yes.
Okay. Deion is so charismatic. He went in and Before I know it, he's got Walmart coming in and building a new practice field.
Yes.
Well, good.
Yes, and that, Skip, that's what he was able to do, that he was able to take some of his partners, the Walmarts, the American Airlines. He got Strahan and his company to donate some clothes. He got Under Armour. Skip, how many different uniforms you see Jackson State have? Like every year, every week they coming out with a new unit. I mean, they was the Oregon of the South because every week they had a new unit.
And here's my thing. He's right. However, I wouldn't do that if I see that these motherfuckers are stealing the money. But Deion did it because it helped. It was a mutual benefit. It's a mutual benefit. I wouldn't have done it, but I get it. Why he did it. Because my kids got to practice. They got to have a field to practice. So I can't have my kids on no shit field practicing, getting hurt, and can't play in the goddamn game. He was kind of forced to do it. He had no choice if he wanted to get the best outcome possible. So you telling me now that Ed Reed got to do the same thing? Eddie George got to do the same thing? No. There should be better management of those funds, because the same way that though if you got your shit together, you can leverage your relationships to get shit like that done. And if you don't have any, then you got to pinch some pennies. Period. Period. Hey, shout out to my peoples. Thank you, BE. I appreciate it.
Was able to parlay his partnership and leverage that for Jackson State. Now, everybody ain't Deion. Everybody ain't
correct.
Brian. But Skip,
even Ed's not proper.
No. But it's going to take time, Skip. It takes time. You think you can change something that's been in effect for 100 years, and you can't. No. It's just like with any.
You can't when you're not in charge. Ed Reed's not in charge. He's just the head coach of the football team. He's not in charge. And if he was in charge, then yes, you would be right. If he was just voted head of the school, whatever you want to call it, the school headmaster, whatever you want to call it, yes, you would be 1,000% correct, Shannon. But he's not. He's not. So therefore, you have to say, well, damn, what can I do? Oh, I can call these motherfuckers out. Because if I get them all in the room, they ain't gonna say shit, but like, yeah, you're right. We're working on some things. We're gonna try to get some things. If you was working on some things, you'd have been got them things together. It don't take 20 years to correct a 20-year problem. It just don't. To get in the right direction. Thank you. Exactly, Anthony. He says, so how long do the people in charge need to be in charge before people realize they're garbage? It's like, dude, they're not going to fix themselves. They're not going to do that. It's like, man, right. It takes time to clean up campus trash? No. That's a bunch of motherfuckers who don't give a fuck. That's why the shit will sit there. When you go into the hood and you see a fucking dirty ass motherfucking mattress sitting on the fucking sidewalk and nobody's picking it up, that's not a thing the way you got, well, it takes time to get a mattress up off the streets. No, it takes city services. It takes a phone call from city services. Hey, man, there's a goddamn mattress in the street. We need somebody from bulk pickup to come get it. Or a motherfucker saying, hey, man, help me carry this mattress over to the dumpster. That's what it takes. It takes time to clean up the trash in the neighborhood. No, it don't. And Ed Reed showed you that. He's there a couple of weeks with his kids. They're cleaning up the trash. Why the fuck wouldn't they have figured that out as an administration? Because they don't give a shit. That's it. They getting paid. I'm getting my check. They don't pay me enough to go and clean up here. They don't pay me enough to call the people, to have the people come clean this up. They don't pay me enough for that. That's what the fuck is going on.
We think we want results overnight because that's what society has become. Skip, I can change my fortune. I can go right up here to the convenience store, play the lottery, and my life is forever changed.
It would.
But it doesn't work like that in the real world, in real life situations where you're dealing with something like this.
There's no way you should have to tell people at a college institution who have apparently have some higher form of learning and education. There's no way possible that they need somebody like Ed Reed to come in here and tell them that they fucking up and that they fucking up the money. There's no justification for that, Shannon. I'm sorry. There's no way you need somebody like Deion Sanders to come here and tell you, hey, y'all know that money y'all been spending is fucked up, right? And they be like, what? You mean to tell me we've been mismanaging these funds all these years? Well, I'll be damned. Thank you for telling us, Deion. They don't need nobody to tell them that. They know what the fuck they're doing, and they know why they're doing it. Stop trying to cover up for niggas all the time. We always make 1,000 excuses for the fuck shit that we do. And I don't understand it. And these are supposedly educated people. These people got degrees. Shouldn't they be the smartest of us? They should be the best cipherers out of all of us. They know how to read and they knows how to write. Why wouldn't they understand what the fuck they're doing with that money? Because they don't give a shit.
There's no possible way. Ed did his homework, toured this facility, and thought that he could get this done in a week or 2 weeks or a month. There's no way.
So then Ed lashed out again and put Deion in something of an awkward position by saying, Deion offered me the Jackson State job before I came here. Well, Deion endorsed T.C. Taylor off his staff after the bowl game. Yes. Right?
Yes.
And T.C., to my knowledge, is going forward as
going forward to Jackson State. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He actually played there.
Yes.
He's from Mississippi, so it's a great fit.
Yes. Yes.
Again, is he Deion? No, but Deion, he rebuilt a new mold there.
But he left some of the inner workings of how you go about it.
Correct.
How you need to talk to the boosters, and you go out and try to raise money and talk in the community. And Tom did a great job. Tom is great. He's great at speaking.
All I'm going to say, and I'm going to wrap it up with this, you have to acknowledge the fact to say, hey, man, this is what these people are doing. This is what these people have done. And somebody has to say something. And there's no reason why we should be making excuses for these people that have not just recently mismanaged these funds. They've been doing it for years. It's the culture. How long has HBCUs been so-called underfunded? How long has HBCUs had an opportunity to potentially recruit these retired Hall of Fame athletes and haven't? These are our highly educated folks, though they're not stupid. Why would they not be doing this? Because they don't want people to see how bad they've shit the bed. They're all in on it. This is the same thing with that, and I'm gonna take it there because it needs to go there. It's the same thing with this democratic mentality. Those that get elevated to these positions, yup, I'm gonna be one of y'all, and we gonna all tax and make them suffer. We gonna tax the fuck out of them. Yup. We'll keep getting ours. And I don't know about everybody else and how they gonna get theirs, but we gonna get ours. It's the same mentality. And my thing is, if we won't change, if we want to do things better, when it comes to us, why is it that we're the ones that's doing the worst to us? Why is it that the best possible place for a African American to go to an African American institution is all fucked up? The living conditions are terrible. The facilities are terrible. The resources are not available. But we supposed to be there and we supposed to send our kids there because it's black? Yeah, okay. Until you get $200, $300, $400, $500 million to manage and have the facilities and all that shit in place, until you get that, you can't expect people to come there and just send their kids there because that's just what it's supposed to be. And y'all fucking up the money, as you can clearly see. And nobody's asking the question. Thank you, Anthony. Nobody's saying what happened to the money. Where is the money going? Well, let's look and see. The administration can do that, but they're the ones that's doing it. So they're not going to do that. Why would I open up the books that I'm stealing from? Why would I open up the books to show that I'm mismanaging? Why would I open up the books that I'm misappropriating the funds from for others to see? Why would I do that? So you best believe I ain't going to do it. And anybody that come in trying to make me do it or calling me out for doing it, I'm damn sure not going to hire them. It just 1 + 1 = 2, motherfucker. I'm not going to tell on myself. we have to realize that our problems and the majority of our biggest problems are right here with us. And yes, I wore the Hillman college shirt on purpose. But I'm just saying, we have to look at that. You go and look at just the black diaspora as a whole, the black community. When you look at just, let's say, the top 3 to 5 issues that we have, it's us doing it to us. We at the root of the shit. You can blame Whitey, you can blame the system, you can blame all that other bullshit, but when it comes to the execution of those things, it's us. And we don't want to say it, and we don't want to address it, or we'll do a yeah, but. You know, it's black people killing the most black people, and yeah, but it's the... You know, the most niggas that got killed in the weekend was done by niggas. Yeah, but... You know, the niggas is over there stealing. The reason why there ain't no money at Bethune-Cookman is because these niggas is taking all... Yeah, but... That's all we do. And that's why shit doesn't change. And until we stop doing the yeah, buts, until we stop doing the it's them and not us, we have to address us first before we can address anybody else. What's the old school saying? Don't go sweeping in front of nobody else's door until you swept in front of your own. We need to clean up our own shit as much as we can first before we start addressing other motherfuckers that could potentially be complicit in or therefore contributing to the fuckery that's going on in our communities and in our lives. That man that's beating your ass at home every night, you picked him. That nigga that ain't shit that you got in your life, you picked him. You fucking him. That ain't shit daddy that you got that's got your kids and don't do nothing for your kids, you picked him. See how that shit works? That ain't shit bitch that's straight up doing your ass in, ain't doing nothing but using you, is adding no value to your life. You're staying with her every night. You're taking care of her every day. Might be not ain't the best thing to be proud of, but you're the one that's doing it. You're staying in it. And it take years to change something like that. No, it takes you making a choice to say, hey, I'm going to stop doing this thing first, then I'll figure out how to fix it and make it right. But the fuckery that I'm doing, I have to stop that now. You can't get off drugs. You can't stop abusing alcohol by drinking it. Saying, yeah, it's going to take time for me to get off this crack now. I'm going to figure it out, but you know, it's going to take some time for me to get off this crack. First things first, stop smoking crack. Get into rehab. Piecing your life back together, yeah, that'll come later. First things first, stop drinking and getting drunk. Then you can figure out how to piece your life back together. First things first, get away from the nigga that's beating your ass before he kills you. Then you can figure out how to piece together your life. Piece back together your life. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's definitely it's not fucking rocket science. That thing that is going on in your life, that is that bad thing or detrimental thing or toxic thing, first thing you have to do is stop and remove yourself from that and remove that thing from your life. Now your life is still fucked up and it ain't going to be peaches and cream from here on out. But then you have to figure out how to piece it back together. But you can't do that while being a part of that same very thing. You can't. That woman that's using you and just doing your ass in, ain't doing nothing for you, ain't helping you, you depressed, you hate the bitch, you hate living with the bitch, you're not happy. First thing first, move out. Then you can figure out how to piece back together your life. See, a lot of people don't realize that, yeah, it's men in fucked up situations too. We just don't talk about it. We suffer in silence. But I'm telling you right now, if I wasn't happy, I'd be like, let me go ahead. I'm going to say this much money and I'm going to get it. Okay, and I'm out. That's what I do. Ask my first wife. Hey, I'm out. That's just what it is. So I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I hope all of those people that are watching this that may be going to a HBCU, may have went to an HBCU, or may currently be working at one, would just take a look at what they're actually in and a part of, what's been going on, and actually start calling it out and addressing it. Because that's the only way it's going to change. Other than that, it's going to keep being underfunded, and it's going to keep having fucking deplorable situations and facilities for these kids, and hopefully we'll stop sending our kids there. I get it. It was a time when we didn't have no schools to go to, and this was the only school to go to. Well, that ain't the time no more. And if this school ain't got their shit together, then goddamn it, I don't need to send my hard-earned tuition money to that school. That's just what it is. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, my daddy went there. My great-granddaddy went there. As a slave, he snuck in there and learned how to read. I get it, but today, that ain't what that was. What it was ain't what it is today. I'm out. And that's just how it should be. Thank you, everybody that donated. Please click that like button, click that subscribe button. If you are watching this on YouTube, please go over to my Rumble. Just go to Rumble and type in The Relationship Rehab. I will straighten out the channel shit because I think I got 2 channels and I'm going to figure that part out. But I appreciate you guys, and I hope that you guys have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. You said this is better than church. Thank you so much. I'm trying to preach to y'all. I'm trying. But I love y'all, man. Till next time, peace. And I'm out.
What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as The Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do 2 things. What are those 2 things? Subscribing to both my...
I think I'm going to have to stop playing this because I don't need y'all to keep subscribing to my YouTube. Y'all got to subscribe to Rumble. So I think I'm just going to end the show, and we're going to fix that too. But I got to do something different. And what I'm going to do, now, did I just not now relationship rehab myself? Yes, I did too, just do that shit. I saw that there was something that was wrong and something that I had been doing that's not a good thing to do. I don't need people subscribing to a channel that could potentially get shut down. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do something different. But first things first, I'm going to stop doing what I've been doing. And there you have it. So, thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Peace. And I'm just going to end this motherfucking show. I'm out. I just relationship rehab myself. Yes. I practice what I preach.